Hello, I'm Dr. Robert Lelouch. I'm a board-certified OBGYN physician with over 30 years of clinical experience. And today I'd like to go over a few of the routine postpartum instructions. You should be getting a printout of your instructions. You should be getting lots of this information given to you with your provider and your staff, but this might serve as a refresher, or it may also serve as something to give you a feeling of what's going to happen even before you deliver. Okay, so hopefully you'll find this of use. Remember, when in doubt, if you're not sure, that's what your team is for. Contact, reach out, get some help. Make sure you have your family help out, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I'm sure your parents and the father of the baby's parents will be happy to chip in and give you some help and advice. So one of the things to watch out for is fevers. You want to watch your temperature. If you think you have a fever, anything above 100.5, we'd like to hear about. Your bleeding should slow down over time, but you will have some, and it may last a couple of weeks. If it gets heavier or increasing, or especially if you are already low or were anemic, you need to let us know sooner. Also, you're going to be sleep deprived, and that's tough. But you shouldn't be. You should be taking naps. You should be getting as much rest as you're able to. But if you're finding yourself unable to function, you need to reach out and get some help. Postpartum depression is something to watch for as well. It's an emotional time. It's an exciting time, but it's also a scary time. I remember the first time leaving the hospital with my daughter, my first child, thinking, I don't really know exactly what to do. Are they really letting me take this child out? So you're not alone to wonder if you have all the information you need. You're going to have lots of it, but that's why you have the backup network to ask questions and get some help. As far as depression goes, some sleep deprivation is going to make you a little more short-tempered. It's going to make you perhaps more tearful with commercials, and sometimes it's the stress can be taken out on your spouse. So sometimes the two of you together will find that some of the tension between you can rise, and anyone with sleep deprivation can have that. So I encourage you to try to get some assistance, some help, get questions answered for you, but don't be surprised if you are a little stressed. Now, if you find that you're so upset, so exhausted, so emotional, so tired that you can't function, that you can't take care of the baby, you can't take care of yourself for normal things, then you may have a case of postpartum depression. And there's not enough information in this video to be able to determine that, but we want you to reach out and get some help because your hormones are an added issue that can make all of that a little bit more intense. We encourage you to avoid unnecessary driving, especially in the first week, because of the exhaustion, because of your cramping and bleeding that you'll be having. There's a separate video on cesarean section to tell you some of the additional things you'll be experiencing. We'd prefer that you don't do any heavy lifting. If it takes 2 hands, then that's too heavy, but unless it's a baby, obviously you want 2 hands for delicacy, but less rate restrictions if it's a vaginal delivery than if you've had a C-section. You also want to watch out for blood pressure problems. There's instructions for women who've had a blood pressure issue already. You want to be on further alert, but even if you didn't have a problem, you may develop one postpartum. So be on alert for severe swelling, especially in hands and face, that doesn't go away, though you are going to have some swelling in your legs, usually for up to 2 weeks. It can get a little worse when you go home and then should go away. Headaches, try taking some Tylenol, or you might have been given some Advil, ibuprofen. Those are okay with breastfeeding. Now that you're not pregnant, they are okay to take, unless you have some specific reasons why that's not appropriate for you. So mild headaches are your signal to get some more rest, to make sure you're eating right and take care of yourself. But if they don't go away or they get really bad, then that's time to seek help, and often you need to get a blood pressure check. Just a phone call may not be enough. You might have to go to your doctor's office or back to labor and delivery, whatever they instruct you to go, to get your blood pressure checked, because it may be developing after you have the baby, and that needs to be paid attention to, so don't ignore it. I hope you found these instructions helpful. There's certainly more information you need to know, and I know you're flooded with some resources. And if you're not, just reach out to your staff, to your support team, and they'll be happy to provide it. Thank you.